Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sir Murray Walker, aka Evil Dragon XXL, and welcome to One Hub. I haven't been here for a while. Well, I haven't been here for a while. Joining me in the commentary box is someone who's got the same name as me. It's Liam. Say hello, Liam.
Hello, hello, hello.
And of course,
How are you this evening?
I'm doing very good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing quite good, I have to say. Looking forward to this.
Most certainly, of course. Here in Bahrain, of course. Short 30-minute session. Of course, waiting ahead of the drivers. This be to seeing where the drivers will be placed for this season. Quite looking forward to it. And I've got to say, I see a few familiar faces as well in the lobby as well. What about you, Liam? Any familiar faces?
Yeah, I'm seeing quite a few familiar faces. Well, Nick Whitefoot and Dane Star especially. I remember him from the good old days in Season 12, as well as Jonah. I remember a couple of faces from the old days.
That is good. And of course, I remember someone called Craigsy, who an old friend of mine would be. We've got a few others as well. We've got Cloudy Balloons. Let's hopefully see that cloudy balloon be a ray of sunshine instead of rain. Let's find out. Of course, we've got quite a few other drivers. We've got Dan Dainster in here as well. White Fountain, of course, who invited us ever so gladly. And, of course, we have Nick, who is the god.
Big boss.
Big boss man.
Yes.
So we're just ready to go in just a few moments' time. I'm just getting everything set up on my screen.
Everybody's readying up, how it looks like.
Yeah, everyone's readying up. I've got the comment chat open as well. And hello to Mentwork and also to however you pronounce your name as well. Because I'm dyslexic, I can't pronounce names very well. So this is going to go swimmingly today. So if I pronounce everyone's names wrong, it's not my fault. Let's get
It's definitely not our fault.
No, it's not our fault. They've too complicated names. I need a grammatical book of how to pronounce words. But
I'm
let's
not
see.
so bad. It's just certain names I can't pronounce.
Yes, it's pretty much every name I can't pronounce.
How unfortunate, but I'm sure you'll learn as the session goes on.
Let's find out.
Someone will
of course.
correct you.
Someone most certainly will do so. Well, let's get ready to go then. We're readying up, and as soon as we are, let's go to the live action down here on the track side. Down, of course, in Bahrain. Practice, of course, 30 minutes ahead of the drivers, which could be very spicy indeed. And you've got to wonder who is going to come out on tops here in this practice session. Well, we don't know. That's the simple answer. I have no idea who is going to come out on top, as that is all going to be found out in about 30 minutes' time, won't it?
Yep, we're going blind into this. We have no idea how fast everyone is. We can really only base it off of last season. But between last season and now, surely people have got to be putting the practice in and getting quicker.
Yeah, I'd like to know, of course. And meanwhile, you might be knowing some stuff. I, on the other hand, have no idea at all. So I am literally going in blind, if you are wondering. I'm last commentated here a long time ago. So that explains a lot. And hello to Daniel Quinn, who says, I want to see Thomas and Pricey do well. And of course, let's hope they do as well, as now everything has popped up on the telemetry. So let's be able to see what people are doing as well. As we are now live, of course, I've got someone just called Player 13. I don't know if that's that might not be good.
I don't think it's a very good thing.
No, I don't. Someone's just called Player. Someone's changed their name and not told someone. Thomas set a 125.8 in preparation, so that looks like who's that? Player 8. So that must be Martian. His name's not correct.
Yeah, I think it just sets that on the task. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's just a small.
Well, at least they have their name in the lobby, so we know who they are.
Yes, that is the most important thing. So we know who player 13 currently is as well.
Yeah. which is very confusing because it's number 8 on our dashboard and it's under player 13, which isn't confusing at all.
Meanwhile, so we've got the Ferrari on circuit as well. Pretty much everyone now coming out on their laps, of course. All right now, I believe, on medium compound tyres, of course, which is, I'm pretty certain, mandatory for all of the drivers to use. But let's have a look, Glenn. We've got Pricey down the back. He's got a very... let's just say he's got Daniel Ricciardo's helmet, pretty much. Let's just leave it at that, because it pretty much is.
Someone's very much got an inspiration from Mr. Daniel Ricciardo, and he's also in the McLaren.
Yes. It's like a happy, ironic reunion right now up there. Let's have a look through the field, though, as well as getting ready for a few laps. And right now it is going to be Jonah. He's going to cross the line first, I believe, in the Red Bull. So let's get on board then with this beautiful car, the first car on circuit this afternoon, the RB16, I think it is. I can't remember. Yellow flags at the back of the circuit. Down to turn number 1. Chucking in second gear. Nice move on the exit. Bring the rear up to third, into fourth, up to fifth. Nice up to sixth on the exit. And now cruise down in turn number 7 as well. As, yes, as I've been confirmed, player 13 is who I thought it was as well. It's currently coming through down the hill, of course. Not allowed to run right through this corner because you will be penalised in like real life, Mr. Lewis Hamilton and other drivers. Down into the hairpin. Nice smooth there, bit of a lock up on the front right, but it's all looking pretty comfortable right now for the Red Bull.
Yep, comfortable lap so far. Downhill, double left-hander into turn 10. A bit of lock up there. But other than that, a nice run through the corner. Crucially, not opening DRS, so he's clearly not going as fast as he can be, as nice and smooth through that left-hander there, up into the end of the second sector split. So 1 minute 7.6 going through the end of the second sector, as he's now on that back straight on the run towards the final corner now. We need to get nice and wide on the entry, basically on the curbs, and get a nice run through there to launch you up towards the line. And the time from Jonas is
129.8.
Quickly beaten by Samba with a 26.3 on the mediums.
Yeah.
So
Williams.
Jonas not showing his true pace yet.
Looking down the field, we've got a few other drivers popping up the order as well as I try and get myself 2 different cars quickly. Let's go on board with Nick Sharvey in the Mercedes then down towards the last corner. And let's see what can Mr. Big Boss Man do. Well, it's P3 right now at the time being, 128.1. Now, that's all depending on different types of fuel, their tyres, so this could be quite interesting to see what they can do. We've got someone else improving down the back, that's P10 on my screen, improved the other Red Bull through the last corner. Let's see what he can do. Purple last sector on my screen, that should be good enough for a P4, indeed it is a P4 right now, 128.4 for him right now. So quite a few drivers starting to improve right now, Liam, so that's going to be quite interesting in the long run and see what they can all do.
Yeah, I think just now most of these guys will be out on the medium tyres, just getting a feel for their setups and a feel for the car around this track, because I think most of them will have been running time trial in the twilight around Bahrain, and they might not be used to the daylight runnings of Bahrain, unlike when it was first introduced back in 2009, 2010, where it was running the daytime in the old endurance layout.
Of course, the Bahrain Grand Prix circuit first hosted a race back in, 2004, if my memory serves correct. A very long time ago, of course. The endurance layer, as you mentioned, ran in 2010, of course, and the circuit runs under the floodlights since 2014, celebrating its 10th anniversary, confirming, of course, it first raced in 2004. There we go. Meanwhile, up front, we've got to say, looking pretty quick for Samba, as a few people start coming in the pit lane.
Yep, I'm just having a nosy at some of the fuel, and a lot of these guys are running quite low on fuel, to be fair. Only a few of them are out with heavy fuel at the moment. There's one guy out there with like 17 laps of fuel.
Yeah, come people, of course, are just trying to go and get some full fuel runs and see what they can do. As Danestar rather cuts across the Ferrari right there at of Lamperin. Should be fine doing that, of course. No penalties in here as the Ferrari is now getting held up, of course. Don't forget air temperature of 29 degrees, the track temperature of 36 degrees right now here in Bahrain Sakhir. And if you didn't know, it's very sunny in the sky. It's nice and warm, and you know what? I fancy an ice cream right now in real life. Unfortunately, I can't have one right now, which is a shame.
Oh, what have you not got stocked up in the fridge today, I'm guessing?
Yes, we'll find out, of course. Let's see, and hopefully everyone in the chat is doing well as well. Well, let's see who's currently on a lap. We've got a few people, I think they're all coming in the pit lane right now, as I say that, as the McLaren is crossing the line right now. Still no one improving on the lap times right now on the telemetry.
Jonas is. He's just come through the first sector and he's going down the hill through the left-right section. A little bit of the back end, stepping out there. But keeps it all nice and tidy now. He's just going for a long run on those soft tyres as he's going to be braking down the hill into turn 10. Another lockup, but still feeds it through the corner nicely, pointing in the right direction. Still not using the DRS, so Jonas clearly out there to just get the laps in at the moment.
Yeah, front left tyre, of course, all under pressure. Down left hill course. Quite an easy corner you'd imagine to lock up. Of course, you're coming down into turn 8, I believe it is. Left-hander, you're loading that tyre up a lot more than you think. So easy it is to just snag a brake and go sailing off into the arm car, or even just running wide. We've seen that from real F1 drivers. Lewis Hamilton did that, of course, last weekend as well. That's how he dropped himself pretty much nearly into Verstappen's clutches before Verstappen did the old switcheroo and went off the road and ended up not doing very well. There was P10 for the Red Bull right now. We've got Crexy on the pit road right now. We've got a few others in the pit lane as well.
We've got to have a quick look through. We've got a McLaren coming across the line. Somebody's retired from the session already. So I'm not sure what's going on there.
It's King.
But yeah, going back to what you were saying, the dim hill left-hander and the track limits around here are...
Oh, that's sorry to cut over you. That's that correct? He's just dropped it, has he? In the first corner. It is correct. He has dropped in the first corner, and that's not a really nice place to get himself caught out. Oh, thank you, Ghosting System. As he gets the car back going in a straight line, there's the racing point. He's probably just... let's just say it's not very clean down there right now. That was a bit close for comfort. P9 right now improving on his lap time. That would be, as I try and figure out which way I'm pointing on my thing, it's that one. It's Nick who's improving on his lap time. He just set a 27.9 in the first sector as two people invalidate their lap times. Lap Neon and that is Rimpy is currently in third, invalidates his lap time, but it was a purple of a 27.8 on the soft compound tyre, so a few drivers already up.
Samba coming into the final sector now, almost 6 tenths up there. So he's only green the middle sector, but he's purple sector 1, so it's a good lap so far from the Williams drivers. He's coming through the final corner now. Oh, the run up to the line, what is it gonna be from Samba? It's gonna be a 25.3.
Yep, Danestar also up on his lap time as well in the...
Nick also sneaking his way up to P2 in the Mercedes.
Let's see, the Alfa Romeo though for the last corner was up by a second, so this should put him around about P4. Indeed, it does put him around P4 as one of the Renaults passes by. That would be of good old C-Rexy, the old boy down there in 7th position. He's currently ahead of Killplane in 8th position as he comes through turn 8 in the Ferrari. So a few people starting to show their pace right now, Liam, and this could be quite crucial. They've only got about 19 minutes to go. A few of them really thinking still yet so their pace. Truly, we're looking at Cliffy down the back. Hasn't set a lap time of much notoriety right now. Let's see what he's doing right now in the beautiful Haas, of course. He's currently 3 attempts up in the second sector. There's a few yellow flags popping up as well, as quite a few people have invalidated.
I must say, this Haas looks so much better than the 2020 version of the Haas, which is basically just a giant Russian flag.
A bit wide though, that's invalidated.
Of course, with Mr. Mazepin, as Cliffy has invalidated there, coming into the final sector.
Let's see, this could be a good indication still of where he would have been. So, it was purple second. Well, never mind, we're not going to see it, but I can tell you from rough estimates, that probably would have been around 1:26.8, I think, by the speed he was going as he hit the 26. So the line's not much further away from that. So that's always possible indeed. Who we've got on set? We've got the Alpha Tauri on track right now, the Alpha Tauri. He's coming through the last corner as we speak, a little bit wide on the exit. Is he going to finish the lap? Yes, he is going to finish the lap then. Across the line, currently P15. Says P15. Does improve though by just over, well, just under half of a second.
Good. Who else is currently on a flying lap? I think Cloudy Balloons is on his out lap, so he'll be one to keep an eye on. Killplane, I don't believe is on a flying lap,
No.
but I could be wrong.
He's down by 2.1 seconds in the second split, so it looks like he is down on that one. What about we've got Key? He's on the medium tyres right now, as they're all just kind of
1.5
feeling
yeah,
out.
Kieran's about 1.5 seconds down through sector 1, so I don't think this is a push lap from him.
Meanwhile, I think Corey, that is his name, of course, purple in sector 2 right now, coming through the last corner, builds the revs up, of course, down to the last corner. Renault absolutely on fire as he comes through the yellow banana. Let's go on a little bit questionable on the outside, crosses the line. Let's see what he can do. Currently P10, should be good enough for P7. It is P7, as player 13 has been invalidated again. That is Martin, who's not having best of fun right now, Liam.
Yeah, he's certainly struggling a bit out there for now, but I'm sure he'll get the grips of the circuit. Well, he's got 15 minutes still to get to grips with this circuit, so he'll certainly get a lap in at some point. As I'm going to look, Cloudy Balloons is on a lap and 1.5 seconds up through the first sector. As he's down through the turn 10, the double left-hander. It's a nice exit, no lockups at all. Powering down the the third DRS straight really around here. Doesn't quite get it as close to the inside as he would have liked, but good run for that corner. Up the hill now, braking 3.6 seconds up through the middle sector, so that's another 2 seconds gained through there. So on the run towards the final corner, getting it nice and wide to get the best exit possible. Gets it turning, clips the curb nicely. It's a good exit, and he's powering up to the line. It's going to be a 1 minute 26.8, so 7th place for Cloudy Balloons here.
Yeah, good lap time from the, almost said Aston Martin then, but it is the Racing Point, or the Jordan, or the Force India.
The Tracing Point.
Yes, or the Tracing Point, or the Traston Martin, because it's not very good right now, but let's see what happens, of course, in real life. Well, Cloudy Balloon's currently doing quite a good job through that. Now down 8 attempts, of course, he's coming in the pit lane on this lap. Renault in the pits as well.
I believe Danestar is on a lap. You may need to correct me if I'm wrong, but nope, he's spun coming out of turn 8. So the Alpha is round there, so not ideal from him. As Nick is on a lap as well, who's coming towards the end of the middle sector, so keep an eye on him. He's dropped the 4th currently, as Martin has finally set his lap. He's 2 attempts down now, Nick. So it's going to have to be an almighty final sector from him if he's wanting to move further up. Yeah, Martin putting it 4th there, so certainly managed to get the car together. Cliffy is up to second now, so that must have been something we've missed. Nick crosses the line almost 6 tenths down on his personal best.
A little bit of struggles right there, as I just saw the Renault decide to take a new line through turn 5, 6 and 7, as he rather flew through that one. But right now, still up front, it is Samba, who was rather taking the Samba bus out right now here in the desert of Bahrain, of course, which is situated just not very far away from the sea, so I suppose they're getting a nice sea breeze as well. That's probably why it's so gusty around here. Of course, luckily for us, we don't get any sandstorms, which is always important. We don't want sandstorms in our F1 games, though it would be quite cool.
Yes, like we did in testing in real life, it provides quite a good opportunity for some nice photos from the teams of the cars in the sandstorm, looking a bit like something you might see in Star Wars, maybe.
As everyone now comes back in the pit lane as well, on board with the Red Bull. As he chucks it into the pit lane, he's getting held up by his teammate.
He's run out of fuel, as he's now in the pits.
So far then, so good. Samba leads this way in practice then, or rather say almost the pre-season of this season, the qualifying night. Samba leads from Cliffy. Neon in third right now from Martin in fourth. Nick in fifth from Price in sixth. Fountain, who's doing a rather solid job in the Mercedes, in seventh. Dane, the Wild Dane, coming up the pit lane then in eighth. From Killplan in ninth position. We've got Vittenhort in 10th position from Lampirin in 11th.
Lampirin is up to 8th. They haven't crossed the line on a flying lap.
Cloudy Balloons in 12th. Corey 13th.
Rimpey is coming through the last sector now. Purple sector 2 from Rimpey there, according to the game.
Yeah, indeed, it most certainly is.
It's not quite saying it on my TAS anyway, but we'll see how this stacks up compared to the rest. It's P13 for the AlphaTauri man.
Indeed it is. As meanwhile, I do have to say, by the way, we've got to give a shout out, by the way, to our sponsors, Next Level Racing. Sponsors of this beautiful league, providing a GT Light cockpit as a prize to our giveaway winner. And of course, we've got to say thank you to Liam RBS, who sponsors our trophies for each season. We've got to say thank you to 3M Sim Racing, sponsors the league, providing a pair of their sim racing gloves to the drivers with the most poles and the drivers with the most fastest lap, of course. And thank you to our partners, Vespadine, and I'm probably going to pronounce everyone's names wrong here because dyslexia is a bad thing, of course, who support our channel and prizes, and ERT, who go for the Get Tough award as well. And don't forget to, with our collaboration with Time to Print, with 20% off this week's track on their SD store using code OneHub. That, of course, being OneHub Racing. And that is the sponsored section over, which I've clearly probably butchered somewhere because I can't say words.
I don't know, I think you've nailed it there.
I think I might have done that one, Chief.
I think you've got through it, unlike me. I would have gone brain dead about halfway through.
Yeah, probably. Maybe I probably struggle a little bit, but nonetheless, I think I did that well. Let's go through then. We've got Kai.
Sell yourself short, friend.
Yes, I shall sell myself to the devil for some cookies or ice cream. Give me ice cream, I'll be good. Meanwhile, we've got a purple again there, as apparently, but it's down, so not quite
Balloons
sure.
up to 10th.
Yeah, Cloudy Balloons up to 10th as Samba comes in the pit lane. 9 minutes to go right now in qualification. We've got a Mercedes off at turn 1. Now, who's that? Is that Nick? Nick is off from road at turn 1, and let's see, is he getting back on the power? He is. Mercedes back on the road.
Moving out of the way of somebody. It's not the place you're wanting to track extend, it's this corner here on the exit. It's turn 4, which has caused quite the controversy in real life, with the track extending being quite the issue, with 1 minute it being okay to track extend, then halfway through the race it's suddenly not okay.
Most certainly is. Everyone now on the soft compound tyre as Nick gets out the way of Corey, who's currently doing a very solid job in second position right now. The Renault starting to come alive. The number, I believe, is it the 69?
To third.
It is. Martin into third position in the other Renault, as well as, I believe, a few people invalidating lap times as we speak. Cliffy's invalidated his lap time. We've also got an invalidation for Dane.
Oh dear. I've got a few drivers coming up to start their lap, I believe. No, Nick's about to start his lap.
Let's go on board then with Nick, shall we then?
Yep, he's on the exit of the final corner now, about to start his flying lap, probably his second to last lap of the session, so these drivers are really only going to have one more chance after this to set the fastest time possible.
Nice through turn 1, they're up to turn 2. Rear end trying to step out there, you can hear the sort shifting through the exit of turn 1, now up to turn 4, brake late. Left of the corner, you can use all the runoff you want there, and a little bit more on the exit, of course. Let him really just keep the car on the limits. Let him down to the first split. It is up by 1/10 of a second. That is green, of course, for him. Not purple right now. Then through turn 7, I believe that is. Then into, well, 8 and 9, I believe. These two are. I might be wrong. Let's feed down there. No lock up on the front there. Smooth as baby's bottom. Through the exit of that one, hug it like your favourite grand, then power down the exit to the next Tesco's. Down up the hill then we do, down on the brakes, into around about 5th gear, chuck the front end in. Rear end you can see trying to step out a little bit of that, and then that Mercedes doesn't look as planted in these looser sections, of course. Nice move up there, purple sector 2 right now though, build the speed back up on the exit under the Aramco sign. Down the hill, into the last corner. He's got a bit of traffic up the road. I believe that is the Alfa Romeo or the Ferrari up the road. It's a Ferrari. Through the last corner. A little bit of rear end twitchiness there. This should be good, I think, for about second position. Let's see how close I am. And it is 5th position. A few places off, but I'll give myself a pat on the back.
Yeah, fair enough, dear. He wasn't really going purple. Up in the ball, he was only going purple in the game. He was just green most of that lap. It was just a green lap. So just improving on his PB at the moment, as his teammate White Fountain has gone for a spin.
Right. It certainly looks like it. So I did say a minute ago that Mercedes looks a little bit unstable. Of course, now it's probably not unstable, and it's me just probably making a storyline out of it. But it does look a little bit twitchy, the drivers right now. But I suppose they'll get that niggly issues done pretty quickly for the start of their respected seasons. The camera decides to try and give me a bad day in the office. In comes the Mac. 5 minutes 52 seconds to go of that second, and we're now counting down then for the final 5 minutes. Got to say though, it's looking good for Samba, looking very good for both of the Renaults as well. Both separated by what? Some 15,000, 16,000 of a second. That looks very promising, doesn't it?
Renault boys are very close at the moment. What turn 4, so gonna have to come into the pits maybe. Fresh tyres, low fuel, and go again. As have invalidated, but Price is on a lap at the moment in the McLaren, and he's 2 turns up, going towards the downhill of 9 and 10, looking nice and late, not quite hitting the curb on the inside though, but good exit, and then towards turn 11, need to get it nice and wide on the entry, just clip that inside curb, and then nice and wide and chuck it right here. Coming to the sector 2 split, he is 4 temps up through the right hander. Don't want to go too wide there or you'll invalidate, but good exit nonetheless. Powering down towards the final corner, nice and wide on entry again. Just clip that inside curb, point it in a straight line as much as possible, and floor it up to the line. And it's a 1 minute 26.0. So it's 5th place for Pricey in the McLaren at the moment. Solid lap from him.
Certainly is looking good right now for him. So P5 for the McLaren. So the Renault-powered cars, all 4 of them, in the top 10 right now. Is only Thomas is out of it right now. Well, he's on the bubble of the top 10 with a 126.2. No, it's 126.3 as he's been dumped down now outside of the top 10. I'm presuming that is possibly by the Ferraris has gone up there into P8.
I believe so. Samba is back in his garage at the moment, just waiting for the opportune time to come out of the pits. As Martin coming through the final corner now. What's it going to be from the Renault man? So just a 10 faster than the other Renault, and still just under a second off Samba, who's absolutely flying.
Yeah, he's absolutely on a roll right now. Meanwhile, for the last corner, the Red Bull doing very well as well. He was up by a tenth pretty much in the last 2 sectors. He's coming in the pit lane to just say, I'm not improving, Evil. Stop trying to say I am. Though he did improve. No, fair play. He improved by 2 tenths despite coming in the pit lane. So I'll have that. He was up, but he decided to back out his lap time. That would have put him around about P7, P6. It's such a close tight battle here from P6 down to P11 pretty much. P12. Pretty far from P6 down to P17. It's 6 tenths. So, I mean, throw a dice and you've got a massive gap. So this is going to be very interesting for the coordinators to try and place the drivers. Though I can tell you right now, Samba looking very good. But we've still got 2 minutes to go. So now's the last chance to go and show off and do a good old saloon around this beautiful Bahrain circuit.
Yep, everybody. So, who will be the first to cross the line? I believe it will be the Ferrari of Kilplane. So he will be the first to start his final flying lap as he's going through the last corner now, and then after that the Racing Point of Neon, who isn't far behind him. Then it is one of the Williams cars, I believe it's of Kieran, yep. And then after that, it's quite a gap to one of the Renaults of Corey, it looks like. Then he's followed by Samba now, so about to start his final flying lap. Let's see if he can go even faster and maybe break in, well, get even lower, maybe a low 24 maybe. As here he comes, overtake mode active, as he's going up towards turn 1 now, hitting over 200 miles an hour, you'll hit about 210 miles an hour maybe, before braking hard into turn 1, getting it nice and easy onto that apex, got the car pointed and accelerating out of the corner as he now runs up to turn 4. Good speed there, as he's going to get nice and wide. Use all of that curb there, just clip the inside curb and go as wide as possible on exit. As he's going down the hill now, just, about 9 thousandths of a second down. Braking into turn 8, gets the car rotated perfectly. Brakes nicely, just and floors it again. No traction issues for the Williams, going straight as a bullet towards turn 11, brakes, hits that inside curb nicely, accelerating out of the corner and then up the hill towards the end of the second sector. We'll see how far he is up, and he's just under a 10th up there, getting a nice exit out of there, making sure he doesn't invalidate as he flies down the straight towards the final corner, getting it nice and wide on entry, braking hard, turned in and pointing out of the corner as here he goes. We'll see the lap time that will come out of the Williams is a 24.8, so improves by just under a second there, Samba.
Yep, Samba looking very quick indeed. Corey just crossed the line. He's in 3rd position, did not improve on his lap time. We've got Pricey down on his lap time. Let's have a little look through us on a lap. We've got a few down the back, I believe. We've got Nick, who's on a lap. He's just crossed it right now. He was up by 52 thousandths of a second. We've got the only Thomas.
His teammate up to P7 there, so it's a Mercedes third row lockout it would be. So we've got one more to cross the line, and it is Thomas who's coming through the final corner now.
Up by 2 tenths, so this should be good enough for I think around about P9 or P8. Let's see if he does improve by much. It's only good enough for P12, and that is it.
We will see the final running order in a minute here of qualifying, so I will let you run through the results here.
Well, Samba then on the top step here in practice from Cliffy. Martin in third, Corey fourth, Price in fifth, Nick in sixth from Wright Fountain in seventh, Vitonio in eighth position from Jonah. Keel in 10th. We've got Neon in 11th. Only Tomer in 12th. Lamb in 13th. Cloudy in 14th. Wimpy in 15th position from Denstar in 16th. Kill Plan in 17th ahead of the old Stereogram in 18th position, of an old Stereogram to be fair. And TTJ, who did not set a lap time this afternoon, in 19th. So who knows where he could do. Neil saying that was the best lap he could do.
Well, very impressed with everybody tonight, apart from DTG, who was unlucky not to be able to set a lap. But everyone who did set a lap looked to have been basically on the limit of what they can do. So I believe we have the pre-season races to go. But other than that, we should. It's up to the management guys to sort everyone into their respective tiers now.
Most certainly is. And who would you say is the most impressive through that practice session?
I'd say Samba. I was expecting it to be quite a close session, but Samba proving, just showing how much quicker he was than everyone else to go 8 tenths faster than the nearest driver. So, very impressed with him, I must say.
Most certainly is. And of course, I want to say thank you for everyone who's joined us tonight for this qualifying night. And I believe we've still got one more coming up just after this as well. So we shall, of course, head over off to and give it to them as well. So thank you, my beautiful commentator here today, Liam, who's joining me, of course, at a late stand-in as well.
Yes, of course. I'm always happy to jump into the commentary box. Doesn't matter how late of a notice it is, it's always fun to get in the commentary box over a one-hub race, even if it is quali night, but still a lot of fun.
Of course, and of course, until next time, of course, into in basically a few weeks as I try and get my words out of my mouth, they eventually will come out. Indeed, they are right. Now, we'll see, of course, in just a few weeks, potentially, or maybe a little bit less, for the start of the season. But until then, I've been Evil, Liam's been Liam, and we'll see you soon. Take care, everybody, and good night.